Hey guys, Starcat here, and today I'm going to be talking about my predictions on Daryl and what is going to happen to him towards the end of season 6 of The Walking Dead. So, on the second half, we come back and we see these gang of bikers holding up Abraham, Sasha, and Daryl, and they take their guns and stuff, and then eventually Daryl kills them with a rocket launcher. And some people have pointed out that there is a car in the background pulling up, and maybe it was backup or maybe it was a mistake, but I don't think it's a mistake because that just doesn't seem likely. But anyways, so Daryl blows up those people, and then nothing so far. We met Jesus, still nothing about those people. Now, I think that like in the next episode, it's called Knots Untied or whatever, and I think Jesus is going to lead Rick and the group, well, some of them, to his place called the Hilltop. And if you don't know what the Hilltop is, it's basically like Alexandria, but not as much weapons, and they mostly farm. So like they have a lot of plants and stuff. And so on the way back, Rick tries to go there a second time because in the comic book, Glenn and Maggie, they Glenn feels like it's safer to be at the Hilltop right now because it's when All Out War is starting, and that was really crazy. So as Rick's there, they don't really get to the Hilltop yet. They stop for the night, and Rick's sitting on the car, and he gets attacked by Negan's group. And the people that are with him are, in the comic books, people that are with him are Maggie, Michonne, Sophia, Carl, Heath, Glenn, and yeah, I think that's it. And Negan wants blood for his people dying. So he lays them in a row, and he can't decide who he wants to kill because there's a race card and he likes Carl and stuff like that. So he plays Eeny Meeny Miny Mo, and unfortunately it lands on Glenn, who dies in the comic, and he's been dead for a while now. And that was really shocking to me when that happened, and I did not expect it. I did not want to believe it, and but they're not gonna do that with Glenn in the TV show because he's had the two fake outs now, and that's why I think it's going to be Daryl, because it has to be a death that means something, and it would make sense for it to be Daryl because he killed the biker guys, and Negan's gonna find out somehow, and I think that's why that car was in the background to go report it to Negan, because in the comic book Negan's people have outposts everywhere. So I think that when Rick tries to go back to the Hilltop in the TV show for a second time, he's going to be with Carl, Maggie, Glenn, Morgan, Heath, Michonne, and Daryl. And they're gonna stop for the night like they did in the comic, and then they're gonna get ambushed by Negan's people, and then Negan's gonna want blood. He's gonna know that it was Daryl. He lines them up. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. He gets to Glenn. He says, "And you are," and then goes over to the next person next to Glenn, and that's Daryl, and he says it, and basically that's he pulls Daryl up. He's standing in front of Daryl, and he just bashes his brains in, and this death is really going to mean something. Like, it's really going to want you to hate Negan and kill and want him to be dead, and that's what it was like when Glenn died. And Daryl's a fan favorite, and nobody wants him to die, but it's either him or Glenn. Like, if it was Morgan, nobody would give the same response that if it was Daryl or Glenn. And I don't even think it could be Glenn at this point because he's had two fake outs, and people are like, oh, two fake outs and then you kill him anyways. People will get angry at that. So, and like, why it won't be Maggie, because I don't think they're gonna change her role from what she does in the comic. It's not gonna be Carl. It's not gonna be Heath. It's definitely not going to be. It's definitely not going to be Rick, and you know, it's gonna be Daryl. And I could just every time I watch it, I could just see it coming, and I'm like, oh no, it's gonna happen. And I don't. I've Daryl's one of my favorite characters, so I'm not saying this because I don't like Daryl. I just it's the most likely, and it's sad knowing that it probably is going to happen. And some people are saying, oh, they're foreshadowing it with him getting stabbed in the back, and there's a cut in the wing, and they're saying wings are clipped or whatever. And it would only really make sense for it to be Daryl, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see how they do it. I hope it's not Daryl, but it has to be a death that's meaningful. And if it's Glenn, it's just gonna be like, what's the point? You faked out his death twice just to kill him again. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed my prediction. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.